Hi, how are you? Welcome. So, what do you think? I've made some changes. I cleared more of this desk space, so now we have all of this, all of this, all of this to work with. I feel like I can breathe a little better. I've got things organized. Got my little hands here. These were like a Christmas gift, like 10 years ago, from my then boyfriend, now husband, and his kids. And we had so much fun with those. And so they're a happy reminder. And then I brought out some shells I brought back from Costa Rica this time. Look, it's like a little hat. It's my cat. I was gonna put it on him, but he's not having it. He just left. He knew what I was up to. So I have a few shells, my crystals. I've organized all of my oracle decks and other things, and I have some stuff down here that you don't need to see. And I've got the ones I use a lot of. And I found this nice, how do I want to do this? Filter, look, it's a mask, because I thought I didn't just want a square. And then that seemed to I got some, I don't know, just better clarity here, right there. Just changed some lighting, cleaned up my craft art painting table back there. It's not as cluttered. All my clutter's over there where you can't see it. This weekend I get to clean my office space because I haven't been down here in a month, and it's just been accumulating crap. And so I just feel like the energy feels better in here to me. Maybe this is still too cluttered for y'all, let me know, but I have my little mouse because I need that, and my little keyboard that I can pull up. I've got a little notepad over here for taking notes during a reading if I don't want to forget something. And I've got my Course in Miracles book because I read that every day, and I do my reflections sometimes here. And so I don't know, I just feel better. I feel like I can breathe. And I have I have more space now to lay out the cards so that you can see them better, hopefully. And I've got my little kitty co-pilot chair here, but he prefers my chair. He's like, I'm going to lay on the ground if I can't sit in your chair. And I'm like, fine, you do you. It's your choice. And I have my candle, which you can probably hear it. It sounds like static. I kind of like it. Hopefully it's not too loud. So my microphone here, but it's a little more out of the way, so hopefully the sound is okay. And yeah, I just feel much better. And look, I made a little circle out of my logo, and it's transparent. It's fun to play with this software. Oh, I think I could tweak it a little more, but that's okay. It's I'm a certified Scrum Master from my old life. And so the idea of perfection is the enemy of good, and perfection is the enemy of something that works. And works quickly. So I have trained the perfectionism out of myself for the most part. And I still have high standards. And so that being said, Scrum is all about iterate through something, get a minimum viable product, MVP. So you wire together, you kind of shoestring together all the pieces into a workable process, a workable product. It actually works, and I can deliver something to you that's usable. It won't be perfect, but it's going to work, and we're going to learn a lot by doing that. And so I just have applied that over and over again throughout my life in different ways, and I love it. So there's a reason I became a certified Scrum Master. So a CSM. And so, yeah, I have a lot of certifications. Too many, some might say. And so anyway, but it was useful to me, and I love it because I've been a project manager for so long, that I'm like, oh, there's got to be a better way. And when I discovered Scrum, I'm like, hallelujah. It just vibes with me, you know? So, anyway, this is me. This is like iteration number 3. It just keeps getting better and better. And it's going to keep getting better. So, once you are watching, I don't have anybody watching these at the moment, but when you're watching, let me know how it feels and we can keep making things better. If you want me in this box to be smaller so you can see the cards, great. If you want me to be bigger so you can see my shenanigans, great. Just let me know. And maybe you want me in the big box and the cards in the little box. That's fine. I just feel like I'm like the lesser part of this right now. I mean, it's kind of all one and the same, but I really want you to be able to see the cards, and because I'm going to, I point to them, and so anyway, that's why I have it like this. And yeah, I'm loving this little mask cutout. Look, I have little pieces that are hidden, and then some I don't know, I love a good mask. Metaphor. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to put a timestamp on this because, like, you don't need to, you can skip past 6.5 minutes of me saying, look at my new space, doesn't it feel good? So anyway, I had a beautiful day today. I got to do massage, I got to do Reiki, and I got to do craniosacral all in one day. And I'm like, yes, thank you, universe. And a new client came to me, and she's going to come back next week. And we're going to try to, like, spend some time figuring out what's going on. Or at least making her feel at peace and at home in her body. And I just love people. I was saying thank you to a friend and client today. Like, thank you for your openness. And you're so inspiring. I love the clients that are coming to me who are just like open to new forms of treatment, new kinds of therapies, new ways of feeling into their bodies for their own healing. I'm just so grateful. And so I've had a real quiet week. There's just been like this big energy growing of confidence, like a quiet confidence that I'm really loving. And it's been a really busy week. You could have turned it into like people could have turned this energy into like chaos and hectic, like, oh my God, I just flew in and I haven't even had any downtime, and like it's go, go, go. 10 loads of laundry already this week at least. A cat clawing at the door, and just like a full week of clients. I'm so grateful that I've had that. And yeah, I'm still looking forward to this weekend of some me time, because I came straight from like Costa Rica, where every day felt like a week, and it was just so full, like this fulfilling fullness, joyful fullness, emotional fullness, just gratitude, and so much output of myself into my work, into my students, into my treatments I was giving students, right up literally until the last hours. Fly into the U.S., land, and then give. It's not a one-way street. My clients are so giving in return, with just giving of themselves. It's reciprocal, and yet I'm still like looking forward to some peaceful alone time where I can reflect on this wild ride of 2025 so far. And so there's this energy that I want to kind of anchor into this reading. I don't even know what messages are going to come through. I never do. But there's usually something to do with the energy I'm feeling. And when I say anchoring in, it's like by talking about it, feeling into this energy, and somehow the messages usually relate in some way. And so the energies I've been feeling since that full moon in Leo is this like cutting away the non-essential, releasing what doesn't serve our true purpose, our true nature, our authenticity, our alignment. And I don't know, maybe it has something to do with me being like my sign, my birth chart, like I'm a Leo rising. And this is like finally me rising into my place of power, meaning my confidence internally, my courage to express my fullness. And I'm feeling this past week has just been a building of that feeling ever since the new moon. And oh my God, today I was sharing with a client, they expressed a lot of those same feelings of just cutting away the noise. We have a lot of noise here in the US right now and the world, but I can only speak from the US point of view. I was a little sheltered this last month in Costa Rica where I don't watch the news, and then being like a lot of miles away, I felt like in a little protective bubble, and I was so grateful for that. And then landing back in the US, immediately it's like the heaviness, the weight. And I feel it every time a client walks in the door. They're just like, I feel the heaviness, the heart heaviness of what everyone is like carrying. There's just so much. All I feel, it's not all I feel, but the primary emotion, feeling that I feel about everything going on in our culture right now is confusion and hopefulness. And I'm like, I've told people I don't know how else to describe it. When people are asking me like, what about you? What are you feeling? And I'm like, honestly, confusion and hopefulness. Because when a pendulum swings so far one way, it's gonna come back. And we don't know what that's gonna look like. And it might be a little extremist, but that's us finding our new normal. We've been shaken. I feel like if I could pull a tarot card for what's going on in the US this past month, it's the Tower card. It's the Tower. It's the foundation has been shaken and everything is falling and finding a new footing. And we haven't found that footing yet. Things are still shaking. People are still losing jobs, livelihoods, pensions, like the ability to support themselves, the ability to feel safe in their bodies, in their communities. And it's like, I'm so confused. I'm just confused. And I know that's more of like a neutral feeling. I feel like underneath confusion is usually a fear. I don't feel the heavy fear emotion yet, because I guess I've come to a place of when you feel like you can be fully present, and I feel like I've been gaining this ability to be present more and more, then I feel like I can handle whatever's coming at me. But I also say that with the full knowledge of whatever privilege I have in my life, meaning I'm an independent person in the sense of like, I'm not relying on a big corporation for my paycheck. I'm relying on the word of mouth of people in my community coming to me for body work and energy work. And so, yeah, that comes with a lot of risk. But I've already given up the comfort of a big umbrella over my head. So that I've come to terms with, like, so there's some privilege there in distance from feeling dependent upon some other entity for my livelihood, other than the individual entities of my clients paying me for my services. So that aside, that I can say that I fully acknowledge the privilege I feel with having some separation from that feeling of dependency. And so there is this fear, that's one of our basic fundamental human fears, this fear of, what's it called? Fear of dependency, the fear of where you can't support yourself. There's a word for it. I feel like I used to have it on my phone, and then I deleted all of my photos, and then it went away. I used to have it on my home screen because I wanted to remember these basic human fears that a lot of things boil down to, because it held such truth. But one of them is a fear of, like, the inability to support ourselves, fear of dependency, being dependent on other people, and the inability to take care of ourselves. And there's a word for that I'm forgetting. I always forget my words. And so that I, for right now, feel confusion, but maybe because I feel a little privileged in the way I'm insulated from but mostly I'm just feeling a lot of presence. I feel like whatever happens, I can respond from a place of, like, authenticity that I haven't felt before. So I'm very grateful that this journey I've been on, this process of cutting away the non-essential of my being, meaning doing the shadow work, healing those parts of myself, healing my triggers, looking at things, like every time I'm triggered, looking at it like, what is that? It's a constant work. I was talking with a client today, like, yes, give me more work. That's all that's left for me now, is expanding in love for others, and finally love for self. It's been a long time coming, and I'm still working on it. And so it's cutting away the non-essential, which leaves me with all that's left is this continual revealing of my true nature, my authenticity, my alignment with my higher self and my intuition. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Because this guy is not interested. What can I do for you? I still have a sinus thing going on. I still feel like I'm allergic to the US ever since I landed here. I say that just to be funny, because it's that confusion. I'm like, as literally as I'm descending into Houston on Sunday, sinus explosion. Sometimes that happens in a plane. I feel like they inject something into the air before we land. And then I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And then, like, whatever that is. Jelly bean. Come here. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. You're just going to want in again in 2 seconds. I know you. Yeah, I know. He's a silly bunny. Okay, so now here we are. Wow, we are really far in now. I had no idea that was going to take a few minutes. But thank you for listening. I'm definitely going to put timestamps on here, because see what I tell you. He doesn't like a closed door. You know what? He needs to learn some lessons. We're just going to try to ignore that for now. And so what I'd like to do is see if any messages want to come through, and I'll get this will be a little trial maybe run to get understand my new organization that I just put together, see if I can even find things that want to be used for this message. And so let's pull some overall energies for the messages that want to come through now. And so what I'd like to do is really just see which decks want to be used for the overall. I have to tell you, the spirit animal stuff has been calling to me today. I have a little book. We might be pulling that out. And then there's this beautiful deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle. So this is my stand-up desk. That's why I have these like handles. So you see holes in this desk. And look, there's the other one. Hidey hole. I'm not using this as a stand-up desk anymore now that I am seated. I'm seated for this. Spirit, thank you for this beautiful deck and just the whole concept of spirit animals, because this is ancient archetypal energy from our nature world, our spirit world of animals. And I feel like there's a lot of wisdom in the animal kingdom that we can tap into, because right now humanity is confused, and we could really anchor into some spirit animal energy, because they've been here for millennia, a lot longer than we have in a lot of cases. That spirit animal is pure chaos. Come on. Yeah, well, you're gonna stay in for a little longer this time. Yeah. Not in my chair. You can get in your chair. Come on. Jelly Bean is my spirit animal sometimes. He's like, I need to know what's going on in every room. I need a big picture here. No secrets. Open all the doors. See, there he is. Hi. Can you see his little face? I'm hiding now that I have this this mask on the camera. That's okay. Spirit, thank you for people's patience in watching these videos and helping me start to use timestamps. Oh, yeah. Which one do you want to draw? Here. Oh, you want the first one? Okay. Wombat Spirit, be at home. Doing another one? Wolf Spirit, true knowledge, turn knowledge into wisdom. Now we're going to do one more. Ready? Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. That's beautiful. Okay. Now what do you want? This guy, he is special. So this will help us kind of feel into the overall energy for these readings. And be at home, Wombat Spirit. This, you could probably see a little bit of the artwork. What even is a wombat? That's an interesting looking character. So my overall energies, I thought maybe I could put up here. We're figuring it out. Hi. Burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe, sound, and well-fed with family is a special trait of the wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat Spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all your experience without judgment through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life with your family and tribe. Right now you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into a true sense of home and well-being, understanding that all is well. Everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. Protection message. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under your protection of a mask? That word, I knew something was going to come up with masks and identity and authenticity. Of a mask or identity you created to protect yourself from getting hurt. This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but it really just robs you of your integrity. Wombat Spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks, because it is not others who will hurt you now. It is you who are hurting yourself when you aren't being authentic. Oh, all those words are in here. It's okay, though. You can course correct if you are willing to be yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with spirit. See, whenever I start talking about the energies that I'm feeling from the world, it just comes right through. And it's just a confirmation that Spirit's always with us and communicating. And this idea to be at home in our own skin, even the client, one of my clients and I, we were talking about it today, like being in our authenticity, our presence, in our skin is like the peace is deep within us. That was the message that came through for her during our Reiki session. The peace is an inside job. When she said that, I was like, oh, it's full body chills. Peace is an inside job. That was the message she got. And it is like to protect our peace, our inner knowing of what's right for us, where our boundaries are between what's mine is mine and what's not mine is not mine. Like what you're bringing at me is all about you, and I feel for you, but that's your thing. I'm fully protected in my own skin and my integrity. I'm not going to take on your projections. That's for you. That's your journey. And I feel like as a collective, we are really feeling that now. It's like, now's the time. Sorry, this cat is a fur ball. So anyway, you got the message. That's been what's coming through. And here it is again. Number 67, Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Wolf Spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Ooh, can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lessons you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to your turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world, the collective. The appearance of Wolf Spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. Alignment. Holy crap, all these words. What is unknown is still yet to be discovered. When Wolf Spirit appears, you are being told not to pretend you know something that you don't. You won't impress anyone with a little bit of knowledge. In fact, you rob yourself of a true experience and education if you tell yourself you are done learning or you don't have to know something. Be open, be humble, be teachable, and the world will open itself up for you like magic. Now is the time to look into the world with reverence and awe and insatiable curiosity. You will never grow old if you are willing to keep learning. Wolf Spirit is waiting to be your mystical, loving guide. Coming out of Wombat Spirit, Wolf Spirit's like, and then here's what's next. Okay, Rabbit Spirit, now's a lucky time. I can't even add to that message. That just says it all right there. It's like truly taking this anchored in feeling and saying, and here's the next level up. A sunny meadow calls, and Rabbit Spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren, and into the light so that you can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. I just got chills. It may seem safe, but fertile. Yeah, there's this whole fertility thing happening, planting seeds. There's even going to be an event Sunday I was invited to start to plant seeds. We're growing a community garden. And we're going to start germinating the seeds indoors. So there's this like spring is coming vibe, even though we're like negative degrees right now, which is like 100 degrees difference than where I was a week ago. So my body's like, what's happening? And yet there's this message of fertility. So there's still a quietness upon us, this blanket of winter upon us. And yet there's this like spring is coming. It's like a whisper of like there's beauty in the rebirth. Like we're still in that, the word pregnant comes to mind, this pregnant period of like potentiality There's such potential right now, this like pure vibration of like quiet potential. And then we've planted seeds. We're planting seeds, and then the spring's gonna come and be like, oh. Anyway, there's that whole vibe that's happening too. So when I read fertility, did I make that up, or did I say that? Oh, fertile and beautiful experience. You can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. You are being invited into a new life that you have no experience with, but have no fear. Today is also a time to be fruitful and productive as you enjoy Rabbit Spirit's sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever you intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes, really, when you are co-creating with Spirit. So let new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. This just builds on the wolf spirit, which built on the wombat spirit. This like wolf spirit, you don't have to pretend to know the answer. And then rabbit spirit is like, yeah, there's like, you have no experience with this new life, so don't pretend, but have no fear. Oh my God, there's so much tremendous possibility. The lucky time is upon us, this fertile ground. We don't know what's coming. And it's like freaking potential. Vulnerability is required of you now. Vulnerability is required when we don't know what's coming. We're being vulnerable with the unknowing. Vulnerability is required of you now, even if you don't feel safe. Act as if you trust that you will be okay, and soon you will see that you are okay. To create is to take risks. So at this fortunate, fertile time, banish your fears and recognize the real security is in immersing yourself in the process of co-creation. I've got so many chills right now. It's okay to admit that you really don't know how to deal with whatever is in front of you. This is where curiosity and not knowing can be a wonderful state of mind. I just said that to two clients today, like this idea of just having curiosity, like looking at some new sensations even in the body with like not confusion, but like, oh, curiosity, like what is that? And then magically things start to shift and change. Wow. Curiosity and not knowing can be a wonderful state of mind. Be playful now, admitting you are at the beginning of something. Come on out to frolic in the sun's nurturing light, because it is time to birth something new. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Okay, we're like a half hour in and we just got through some overall energies. Yeah, this is a long one. I'm definitely going to put some timestamps in here. What I'd like to do is get right to it. For my overall energies today, this just popped out at me saying, I want to be part of your reading. Okay, mystical shaman oracle. What we're going to do is have an overall energy for the tarot reading. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, this, I guess it makes sense. Usually these oracle, the shaman type decks, like really pair up nicely with spirit animal messages. So let's see what wants to come through. Thank you, Spirit. The lower world. Ooh, look at this. It is dark and beautiful. Oh, sorry. Hope that wasn't too loud. 31. Okay. The lower world. The lower world holds the hidden treasures of humanity. It is a place of rich and fruitful darkness, where that's that potentiality, pure potential, where it's fruitful. Darkness, where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is the place of our ancestors, where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It is the realm of the collective unconscious. That word collective, you guys. Here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy, our source of personal power. The invitation: it is time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. We're building on the message from the last reading. It's time to stop playing small. Bring out the gems and precious stones that you have kept inside your heart, hidden from even yourself. I brought my gems out. It's time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. As you journey into the lower world, you will be offered all the gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died will become blessings, the medicine. Are you one of those people who do not like to face the past? Now your past is calling to be acknowledged, to be heard, and to be embraced. The only way to become unstuck is to honor everything that has transpired in your life. Reflect on the lessons learned and move on. If you bear witness to your past and learn its lessons, it will stop haunting you. As you embrace its gifts, you will recover a missing part of your soul. Yeah, that was beautiful. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of a kind of a different format than the Celtic Cross. What came to me is like a 9 card, past, present, future. And not so much like past, but what is like, because this whole thing about, I think why this is coming is the lower world, like learning from our ancestors, our past. Like, what are the messages from where we've been? Where are we now and where are we going? And then this whole maybe some subconscious, like lower world stuff, current world, and then conscious thoughts, upper world. So yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Oh my gosh, there's so much fur everywhere from this. He is rabbit. He's a rabbit, so he looks like a bunny. I'm always calling him a bunny. That's him. Spirit, thank you for these beautiful messages. What message do you have for us? The collective. Thank you. These cards feel very good in my hand. They feel like, here we go. Well, that's nice. Okay, let's see. How are we doing with space? How's that feel? Gives us a little more room to work with, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, we're getting a little because I'm nice. Figuring this out. Okay. And overall, ooh, I love this. This overall energy of the 7 of Cups. It's like that pure potential that's coming through in this overall energy. This is totally in alignment with that. So it's like we have so many options, like, to create. What are we co-creating? Look at all of we're looking at like all of, it's like a daydream card where we're like, what are we, the word manifest is like overused, but what are we bringing forth in this? What seeds are we planting out of our desires, and what we really are being called to co-create? What it's not even what, it's there's the feeling of how is coming up, like out of pure potential. The what, this message is coming through, hold on. When we strip off all of these masks and we're in true alignment, our authenticity, everything we've talked about here with like, we don't know where we're going, but there's nothing to fear because we can draw on what our ancestors, what messages they're whispering to us. We're in our integrity, we're in our alignment and our authenticity. We are cutting away the noise of the outside world. We're cutting away that stuff that no longer serves us or helps us. I like that better. It no longer helps us. We can tell it's like, it's doing me no good anymore. I'm letting it go. And so when we strip things down to the essence, it's not about what we create. We can create anything, but it's about how we're creating or co-creating. It's the how is infused with our own essence. It's like, no matter what I create, you're going to know it's of me because of the how it comes forth from me, how it is birthed from me. And so it's infused with the me-ness of me, and that is the gift to the world. And it's the same message that's coming through from before, where it's like, sorry, my little nose is like still a little wet. That message of there's no matter if you're like, don't talk yourself out of doing something because you're like, oh, it's been done before. So and so did it better. Like, I could never do it like them. Yeah, you're not supposed to do it like them. And they have their people, their tribe that resonates with their how, the way they brought it forth in the world. Now it's your turn. Bring it forth in your way. So the message that came through is not the what, not like what cup are we picking, but how are we going to birth any one of these things or multiple of these things. Like, we might do many things, and it's about the how. And it's not just about how we're doing individual things, but how are we going to weave everything together to be something new that's never been imagined before, that's never been manifested before. Thank you for that message. Sorry, I had to listen deep there for a second because I was like, nope, something important's coming through. Okay. So what we have here is past, present, future, the lower world, current world, upper world. Sorry. Oh, this nose. And so what we have in the, let's just take it through the current and then lower and upper. So current is Ace of Pentacles. So right now, this is so funny. This is that pure, like, gift, like the potential, like it's in the palm of our hands, and it's a gift from, like, spirit, our intuition, our higher knowing, our inner wisdom that's going to bring forth something new into the world. And we're feeling that pure potentiality right here. Excuse me. I just am birthing something new into the world. And then in the immediate past, we have the Emperor, and in the immediate future, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And so in the past, this Emperor is like, okay, let me feel into this, because in the past, there's this feeling of a little bit of rigidity in, like, oh, I've got to know how things are going to be done because people are dependent upon me to, like, project this image of I've got the answers, I know exactly what to do, like, and if you come at me, I'm ready to respond. I'm fully armored up. And so this guy feels pretty confident that he knows what's going on. But in this new world, we don't have to feel confident and feel like we know all the answers. We heard that message. There's nothing to fear. We don't have to be armored up. We can be in our vulnerability and be like, I'm stripped of everything because I need to feel what's coming at me. I need to feel it so I can alchemize that into a response out of my pure alignment, authenticity. And in the immediate future, what comes about is this, like, look, we went from fully armored up, oh my God, I'm chilling, to like fully draped in garments that are that are so comfortable to us. Like, look at the change, look at the transformation in our current way of moving through the world, in our actual reality, our physical reality is like from fully armored up to the present awareness of like this, the vibration of pure potential. Like, we feel like this blanket. I mean, where we are, it's winter, where everything goes dormant and there's a quietness where we can actually hear our inner wisdom whispering to us, or our ancestors whispering to us. And like, what are we birthing? The world, that tower moment of our US culture, like everything is literally being shaken to the foundation. And even the foundation is crumbling beneath us. We're back on the earth, drawing in its wisdom to say the potential of like what we can build now with all of these ancient structures being you know how the complex problem, you can't, like these old institutions, like the hopefulness I feel, that I'm still devastated for my friends that are losing their jobs in these public institutions. And we actually have a son who might be impacted deeply in he's in public service. Like, it's hard, and I know we'll be there to help support him. So I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about his mental health more than anything through this. And I'm worried about my friend's mental health through this. So anyway, and the hopefulness I feel is that we can't fix any of these institutions from the inside anymore. We can't even penetrate from the outside. These are called complex problems where you can't, there's no thread you can pull on that'll unravel. Everything just turns into a knot. There's restriction in the systems everywhere because it's complex. So why not? It's shaking them all to the ground. And while as devastating as that can be, and as heart-wrenching as we're all feeling it to be, the heaviness of being just buried under that crumbling structure, is this rebirth that can happen. The younger generations are going to be like, yes, I knew I couldn't penetrate that old system, yet I was wondering, like, how do I build something new when the world wasn't built for me? And now there's like this, everything's been taken back down to the earth where the earth can breathe, and the younger generations can be like, yes, we can build something here. There's open ground again. I can like look out and be like, this is the world I want to create. Let's co-create it. So that's my hopefulness. And that's what I'm feeling in the Nine of Pentacles, like pure, joyful satisfaction. There's a peace to this card. There's a bird on their hand. Like, they're seeing the beauty in what's growing. They're in a garden. Like, look at all this structure here. Straight lines. There's no nature here. There's a little bit of water back there maybe. But it's just like pure concrete and structure and rigidity. There's a birth here. There's a gift of like, here's your gift of potential, and here's what we're building with it. And so I'm chilling. So what we have in the lower world, basically our subconscious, or the things that are working that we may not fully be conscious of, but they're working through us and in us, is this Wheel of Fortune. With the pure potential comes this like uncertainty. There's that uncertainty, but don't be fearful of the Wheel of Fortune. Like, the wheel goes round and round, and sometimes we're like, now is a lucky time, and sometimes we're like, oh my God, I'm not feeling so lucky. And so it's like we have this uncertainty of like, where's the wheel gonna stop, and where am I when it stops? Like, is it gonna land on me in the upright, in the reverse? We don't know. So it's got all of it. It's got the lower world elements here. I think this is Anubis. I don't know my mythology so well. I'm learning. Anyway, we've got all of these characters from all of the worlds, and we've got a snake, the Egyptian gods. I mean, we've got everything. So there is this lower world element here, and this nature of the cycles of time just keep going and going and going, and it doesn't slow. Like, everything comes back around, this cycle of transformation and rebirth. And it's just like, it's like this age of Aquarius is now back upon us, and it's like those cycles of the zodiac. It's all the cycles of everything. It doesn't stop. The change is the only constant. And that's what we're feeling here. It's like, just now, it's like this, like, whoa, we are in the hurricane of it. And I was talking with a client where she was like, felt that peaceful center. And I was like, yeah, like the eye of the hurricane, that's what we're being called to be, is like, this is swirling all around us, and yet we're at our peaceful center. Don't you feel it? I mean, it's there for us to like step into that eye and just witness, have that separation and witness what's swirling around us. We don't have to be swept up in it. I'm getting off Facebook soon, probably tonight. I'm just going to say my farewell message, because we're all just yelling into that chaos, and the hurricane feels bigger and bigger when we're all yelling into it, creating more chaos, because no one's listening. No one's listening to us when we yell into the void. And it doesn't feel long-term, it doesn't feel comforting, does it? Like, I'm so mad. Okay, no one's listening, because we're all worried about our own, like, big, hard feelings. So there's no true comfort to be had with screaming. There's comfort in finding your tribe. But I have a feeling Facebook isn't the place anymore. At least not for me. So anyway, that came to mind of just like, it's okay if you feel like leaving too. All new systems are being birthed. There's so many other social media outlets, and there's not a one size fits all. And I think we're realizing that now. Find your place where you can feel at home, connecting with people in your tribe. So anyway, that message came through. In the immediate past, we have the Eight of Swords. There's this feeling trapped, and I think it's feeling trapped by the structures that have been built. Being trapped by this rigid thinking, by perfectionism, and it's this feeling trapped by our own thoughts, like we're bound up, we're feeling constricted, and that's where we've been. And now we're like, okay, well, things are changing. And then in the immediate future, we have the Five of Pentacles. And you might think, well, that's a card of lack. That's not what I want in my future. But this is, oh man, this message is coming through again today, because I don't read them the same every time. Jelly Bean, I will come here. Be with me. I will comfort you. Like a very needy little bunny. This idea of sanctuary, like where we might feel like maybe we weren't on the lucky receiving end of that Wheel of Fortune, it's temporary. Or where we have been in a state of lack, now we know our inner sanctuary, our peaceful center, the eye of the storm. And that is, look up, it's right here. all, like, it's like that stained glass window of the church. Churches exist, as they still exist. The religion doesn't have to still exist. The rigidity of religion doesn't have to exist. But the structure of the church, the people are the church. The people are the sanctuary. Like, it doesn't have to be a structure. It's like, find your tribe, find your home. Like these pentacles are in the shape of a house structure. Like, it's going within to find sanctuary, going within your community, going within community to find your sanctuary, to find the, going within that eye of the storm, the peaceful center. And then it brings you out of that state of lack and despair. And so we know that, like, deep down in, we know that we have that within us. That's this lower world. That's what maybe our ancestors are trying to tell us. They're like, yeah, we know. Like, generations and generations go on, and these cycles repeat, and these cycles repeat. And so there's nothing in the material world that you can take with you. Our ancestors tell us that. They're like, what matters is your relationships, your human connection. Like, being, like, stripping away everything not of your essence to come back to your true nature, to birth the how. How are you moving through the world? Because that is your legacy. Your ancestors will tell you that. What you remember about them is probably not like all the little trinkets they may have given you or the lack of what they gave you, but who were they as a person that really influenced you when you spent time together? The ones that influenced you aren't the ones that you didn't spend time with. They're the ones you spent time with. That's why they last with you. So in our upper world, in the current energy, we have temperance. And I feel like that is, there's a conscious knowing of the divine timing of things. And this is temperance of, like, this water is flowing back and forth. And there's this divine balance, divine timing. There's 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the water. There's a path that leads to the sun above the mountains. There's the nature all around us. There's an angel with wings. There's the divine. There's, like, look at this triangle that's jumping out to me from the chest. The triangle is like such a stable structure. It's like can't be broken unless you remove one on the side. This whole tripod image keeps coming to me, where it's like, you know, there's not like the linear progression of things is no longer, if like that's the old way of thinking, is like step A, B, C. And now we're being called into a time of like bringing together different elements in harmonizing them. So balance isn't necessarily the right word either. When it comes to temperance, sometimes you think of balance. In this temperance, I'm thinking the harmonizing of different energies and different elements that create this solid structure. And so that's what we're feeling. Oh man, I'm sorry for that kitten. He is being extra. If I let you out, I know he's just going to come right back in. We're just going to ride this out. So this temperance, this moderation that sometimes is read with the temperance card, right now what I'm feeling is the harmonizing of these different elements, whatever those are for you, whatever elements of spirit, whatever elements of your personality, whatever you've stripped away and whatever remains, how are you harmonizing? It's the how. This message is all about the how. How are you harmonizing those to feel like, yes, these are the elements of me that I'm bringing together and saying, this is me, world. This is how I alchemize everything to birth, to manifest how I'm moving through the world. Whatever is birthed through me is going to come through this how. These are all my elements of me that are fusing into this solid structure, and then Care Bear stare. Like, this is my how. And it infuses everything I do. I can do one thing today, the next thing tomorrow. I can change my mind the next day, and yet all has this common thread, this common me-ness of me. And so no matter what you do, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you in it. And that's what this is saying to me today. And where in the past, in our conscious thoughts, is like Queen of Swords is like, I'm right. It's like when she's holding out her hand like, okay, come in only so close, but then I'm going to tell you what I really think. And it's like, and I'm going to feel, there's like this confidence out of defensive-ness that I feel with this card right now. There's like I'm telling you I'm open, but I'm really not. I'm relying on my old ways of thinking, my very like structured ways of thought, because it's swords. Look at all the swords here. And so it's like, yeah, that was my old way. And now I'm like, look at all this water here. It's like doing away with that limited, self-limiting beliefs, like the old ways of thinking that were just so rigid. And there's this false openness with this card. Like, you're telling the world you're open, but something you haven't quite, you just weren't quite there until now. And now you're moving into this state of openness where it's all about moving from the head, the swords, into that heart space where you feel like very strong here. It's not just like, oh, I'm in my heart and my emotions. It's like, no, I'm in my true inner knowing from my heart space. And then we have like knowing as in knowing versus knowing. So the Nine of Swords in the future, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, because what's calling to me here, where this usually is a card of like anxiety and worry, and obviously that's not where we're going in our future state. There's this, no matter what's coming at us to try to steal our thoughts away. Maybe that's why the Facebook message came up, because that's what doom scrolling is. It's things coming at us to keep pulling our attention out of the present. But what's with us right here in the present? A big, warm, comforting, beautiful blanket. We have the comfort around us. We know how to tap into it. Whatever we know going forward, whatever's coming to steal our thoughts away, we want none of it. A lot of us I've talked to are getting off of Facebook and places where doom scrolling just eats away our will to live. It eats away our time, and time is our only resource. It's all that exists in our material world. We are time-based beings here, and everything has been stealing away our thoughts. But no more. We are fully comforted. We know how to seek sanctuary, and we are fully just stripped of our rigidity, and fully just, we're wearing comfortable clothes. I love the trends these days. Like, everybody's just like, comfort is all that matters. We've got to pull in our comfort. There's no more friggin' high heels and pantyhose. Remember pantyhose? Oh God. Oh God. My poor hips. My poor abdomen. Anyway, that constriction, we're done with it. It's like comfort, sanctuary. That's where we're going. That's all that's left for us. Yeah, especially when we're to build a new world, we're building a world of comfort and belonging. So what I'd like to do is push pause And I feel like that's thank you for that message that came through. I'm going to go into an extended. This is pretty rare, probably because what happened, it's pretty late at night. It's already after 11 p.m. on Thursday, but tomorrow's Friday. And I feel like doing an extended because I haven't had pizza in a couple months. I full on ordered a pizza, ate too much of it, fell asleep. I was just like, this doesn't feel like the kind of escapism that I've had in the past. This felt like, hell yeah, I'm gonna order a pizza, and hell yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep early while still doing laundry and like doing things that need to get done. And I'm just gonna bask in the comfort. And I watched a TV show. I haven't done that in so long, where I'm just like all the elements: pizza, sleep, Netflix. Oh, yeah. And I didn't feel guilty about it, and I still don't. And, knock on fake plastic stuff, whatever this is, I don't have heartburn yet. And I know that that's usually what happens when I do pizza. So anyway, it's like I'm doing that out of a full awareness that I'm not escaping anything. I'm just fully like basking in like comfort, because I felt a little bit tired, and I'm like, yeah, let's eat some yumminess and watch this fascinating new show and fall asleep and cuddle my cats. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, it's Friday. And then I look at my watch, or I don't even have a watch. I look at the clock and it's 8 p.m. and I'm like, what? I've had a full night's sleep and it's 8 p.m. So yeah, anyway, I'm rejuvenated and I'm ready for the extended because I want to keep this message going. So feel free to follow the link in the description if you want the extended. And I'm starting to finally get into my power and the how I'm moving through the world. I have my own triangle I've been cultivating, and I'm finally ready to share it. And I've been adding content everywhere: YouTube, Patreon, etc., Instagram, everywhere but Facebook. And I'm ready to show the world what I'm ready to offer. And that part of that is Patreon, where we can create a sense of community, whoever wants to come by. So anyway, what I'm doing is sharing my extendeds there. You can either purchase them individually, but honestly, just for like another $1.50 more for a month, you get access to all of them. And so I'm trying to make it so like the barrier to entry, as they say. I have a business degree, sorry, not sorry, is I'm making it as low as I can. I actually literally set the price as low as Patreon would allow me to for the monthly membership. And so I'm going to be ramping up my readings now that I'm back in the States. I was doing them daily before, sometimes multiples a day. And so watch out, it's coming. We're going to start doing these more and more. And they're there. So you can purchase them individually for like a few bucks, or for $5 a month, you get access to all of them, unlimited. So you do you, but I'm just encouraging you, like, if any of these resonate with you, yeah, feel free to subscribe, become a member. I would appreciate it so much. I'm trying to build, I'm so passionate about this, and the messages that come through seem to be really touching people in my sphere, and I just want to keep that going. I'm built. It's like, oh, that kitten, he needs some cuddles. And so I just thank you for allowing me to do this, like supporting me in this thing that I'm birthing into the world, because these messages aren't slowing down. Anytime I sit down and listen, stuff comes out and I'm not questioning it. So yeah, this is really a new direction for me, and thank you for allowing me to share it with you. So anyway, enough of that, enough story time. I've got to go. because this guy needs some cuddles. And then we're going to go into the extended. So yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. I would love to hear from you. And then if you want a personal reading, there's a link. Go to my link tree, which is the first link down under Stay Connected in my description. And it's going to take the very first link there is a link to request a personal reading. And I would love to do that with you. So thank you.